Hi, one of the most important part of CAT preparation is reading. What you read, what genres you love to read, it's very important to build a good habit of reading, and which happens if you enjoy your reading. You should know which genres you like, which genres you don't like. Focus on genres you like, but don't ignore the genres you don't like because it helps you to broaden your perspective. So today's presentation is regarding different book genres with regards to fiction novels which are there. This should help you basically for CAT preparation or maybe reading in general. So, and we also will recommend what books you can read for each genre. So we do run courses for CAT and other MBA Entrance Exams. So if you are interested, you can contact us. So why explore different genres? First of all, you find out what is favorite of yours. You find out what you like to read, what you don't like to read. Normally, people tend to like one particular type of books, maybe mystery, maybe fantasy, and maybe you don't like other books. So you should understand what it is. Also, by reading different genres, you try to understand diverse writing styles. Important for CAT because CAT has articles, RCs from different topics. Understanding different writing styles will help you to understand the passages. Also, it helps you to your literary horizon. It basically help you in your verbal as such. The first genre we talk about is fiction, mystery thriller. So common writers, Agatha Christie, Dan Brown. You must have heard of Sherlock Holmes. Basically, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. He basically has written books on Sherlock Holmes. Agatha Christie is another famous. These two are famous authors. Dan Brown is more recent. He has written a number of books on mystery thriller. You can read those, and there are a number of other books which are there. So very common, interesting because it's fast paced, and normally people, this is the first thing that you start reading. But yes, if you are interested, start reading. You can try to figure it out. Second is romance. You can look at Jane Austen is a very famous book for Pride and Prejudice. I've read it a number of times. A great book written. You can look at that book and then try to go about it. Recommended book is Jane Austen. Next is fantasy. Harry Potter series, The Hobbit, J.R.R. Tolkien, Miss Bond trilogy. Basically based on magic, mythical creatures, imaginary worlds. If you enjoy it, you will really enjoy it. Initially you may find it boring because it goes a little off tune. But once you get into the whole thing, it is like, you will get into a different world which will enjoy reading as such. Try it out. If you really enjoy it, I think it's a good read as such. Fantasy mythology. If you're interested in mythologies, Chitra Banerjee's Forest of Enchantments talks about Sita, Draupadi, etc. Different books she has. Amish Tripathi has quite a few books. This is Indian. It is also foreign mythology. Percy Jackson books, Magnus Chase, different books which are based on mythology. You can try to read those books. So it will give you some idea about different mythologies which are there. Next, historical fiction. They are good books that will give you a perspective of what happens. The Book Thief is based on Nazi era, so you understand what the whole what was the life during that particular period of time. Ken Follett normally writes on British era, the whole when the Labour came into picture, Labour party, and how did it go progress. Amazing book. You really imagine what is the state of affairs at that point of time, how is life at that point of time. It is a good book to read. Normally based on historical fiction. Next is science fiction. You have Hitchhiker's Guide to Galaxy, Martian. So these are books which are already created into movies. Good books, but it slightly has a jargon, a lot of jargons. If you are interested in science fiction, good, you can read it off. But if you don't like these jargons, you may not enjoy it so much. Right? Then dystopian basically talks about societal and technological developments and negative consequences about it. One of the famous authors which I would recommend is George Orwell. You should read both of his books, 1984 and Animal Farm. Both are quite famous books and you should read, must read. Apart from that, Hunger Games, Susan Collins is also a good book to read. You can read those books. So these are different genres. Some of the genres in fiction which you can read. I've just listed down a few genres. You can pick up books from whatever genre that you enjoy reading and try to read those books. Right? Hope this helps. We'll come up with more videos to help you with regards to CAT preparation, reading, and anything else that that will help you. Thank you.